If you own a cat and the temperatures are starting to drop where you live, there is one deadly mistake that veterinarians across the country are desperately trying to get cat owners to stop making, and the scary part is that most people have no idea they are even putting their cats at risk. Every single winter, emergency vet clinics see a surge in cats suffering from a completely preventable but potentially fatal condition, and it all comes down to one seemingly innocent thing that millions of cat owners do without thinking twice. By the end of this video, you are going to know exactly what this mistake is, why it is so dangerous, how to recognize the warning signs if your cat has been affected, and most importantly, the simple steps you can take right now to protect your cat and potentially save their life. Whether you have an indoor cat, an outdoor cat, or a cat that goes in and out, this information is critical and could make the difference between life and death for your feline friend this winter, the deadly winter mistake that vets are begging cat owners to stop is allowing cats to have access to antifreeze, either directly or indirectly. Antifreeze, which is also called engine coolant, is one of the most common and most lethal poisons that cats are exposed to during the winter months. Here is why this is such a serious problem. Antifreeze contains a chemical called ethylene glycol, and this substance has a sweet taste that is actually appealing to cats and other animals. When antifreeze leaks from cars onto driveways, garage floors, or streets, it creates puddles that cats will actually lick because they are attracted to the taste. Even the smallest amount of antifreeze can be fatal to cats. We are talking about as little as 1 teaspoon or less can cause kidney failure and death in an average-sized cat. What makes antifreeze poisoning especially tragic is that it is completely preventable. Yet it happens over and over again every winter because people do not realize how dangerous it is, or they do not take proper precautions. Let me explain exactly. What happens when a cat ingests antifreeze so you understand why this is such an emergency situation? Within 30 minutes to an hour after a cat drinks antifreeze, they will start to show signs of intoxication. They might seem drunk, wobbly, or disoriented. They might vomit or seem lethargic. Some cat owners actually think their cat is just tired or not feeling well, and they wait to see if the cat gets better on their own, which is a fatal mistake. What is happening inside your cat's body during this time is that the ethylene glycol is being metabolized by the liver into toxic compounds that attack the kidneys. Within 12 to 24 hours, these toxins cause severe and often irreversible kidney damage. By the time most cats are showing obvious signs of kidney failure, which includes not eating, not urinating, extreme lethargy, and severe illness, it is often too late to save them even with aggressive veterinary treatment. The survival rate for cats with antifreeze poisoning is extremely low once kidney failure has set in, which is why prevention is absolutely critical. So how do you protect your cat from antifreeze poisoning? First and most importantly, never let your cat have unsupervised outdoor access during the winter months. I know many cat owners let their cats go outside, but the risk of antifreeze exposure is too high to ignore. Cats who roam neighborhoods, driveways, and parking lots are at high risk of encountering antifreeze puddles from leaking cars or from people who have been topping off their coolant systems. If you absolutely must let your cat outside, supervise them closely and keep them away from areas where cars are parked or where there could be antifreeze on the ground. Even better, consider transitioning your cat to being fully indoors during the winter months, when antifreeze exposure is most common. If you have a garage where you park your car or store antifreeze, this is a critical area to manage carefully. Check your car regularly for leaks, especially from the radiator or coolant system. If you see any green, pink, or orange fluid on your garage floor or driveway, clean it up immediately and thoroughly. Do not just wipe it up with a paper towel and throw it away. You need to dilute the area with large amounts of water and clean it with an absorbent material like cat litter or sawdust. Then dispose of everything safely in a sealed container. Never store open containers of antifreeze where cats can access them. And if you are changing your car's coolant yourself, do it in an area where your cat cannot possibly get to the spilled fluid. Better yet, take your car to a professional mechanic for coolant changes to minimize the risk of spills in your Home environment. There is also a safer alternative to traditional antifreeze that you should know about. Look for antifreeze products that contain propylene glycol instead of ethylene glycol. Propylene glycol is much less toxic to cats and other animals, although it is still not completely safe and should still be kept away from pets. Some brands now advertise themselves as pet-safe or pet-friendly antifreeze, and while no antifreeze should ever be accessible to cats, switching to a propylene glycol-based product adds an extra layer of safety. If you are having your car serviced, you can ask your mechanic to use the safer alternative antifreeze in your vehicle. Now let's talk about what you need to do. If you suspect your cat has been exposed to antifreeze, because time is absolutely critical in these situations. If you see your cat licking antifreeze, if you find an empty antifreeze container that your cat had access to, or if your cat suddenly starts showing signs of intoxication like wobbliness, excessive drooling, vomiting, or lethargy during the winter months, you need to get them to an emergency vet immediately. Do not wait to see if they get better. Do not call your vet and ask if you should bring them in. Just go directly to the emergency vet right now. Antifreeze poisoning is a true veterinary emergency where every single minute counts. The earlier treatment is started, the better the chance of survival. Treatment typically involves inducing vomiting if the ingestion was very recent, administering activated charcoal to prevent absorption, giving an antidote medication, and providing aggressive intravenous fluids and supportive care. Even with the best treatment, the survival rate is not great, which is why prevention is so much more important than treatment. I also want to mention that antifreeze poisoning does not just affect outdoor cats. Indoor cats can be exposed if you track antifreeze into your home on your shoes, or if you store antifreeze in your garage or basement where your cat has access. Some cats have even been poisoned by licking antifreeze off their owner's hands or clothing after the owner worked on their car. This is why it is so important to be aware of this danger and to take precautions even if you think your indoor cat is completely safe. Always wash your hands thoroughly after handling antifreeze. Change your clothes if you have been working with car fluids, and never allow your cat into areas where antifreeze is stored or used. So let me recap the key points you need to remember to protect your cat from this deadly winter danger. Antifreeze is extremely toxic to cats, and even tiny amounts can be fatal. Never allow your cat unsupervised outdoor access during winter months when antifreeze exposure is most common. Check your vehicles for leaks and clean up any spills immediately and thoroughly. Store antifreeze securely where cats cannot access it. Consider switching to propylene glycol-based antifreeze products for added safety. If you suspect antifreeze exposure, get to an emergency vet immediately without delay. Every year, thousands of cats die from antifreeze poisoning, and every single one of those deaths could have been prevented with awareness and proper precautions. Please share this information with every cat owner you know, because spreading awareness about this deadly winter danger can literally save lives. If you found this video important, hit the like button and subscribe for more life-saving cat care information. Drop a comment if you have any questions, or if you are going to check your garage or driveway for antifreeze risks right after watching this video. Thanks for watching, and please keep your precious cats safe this winter.